You're manning the reference desk on a particularly busy day. You've hardly had a moment to regroup during your 2-hour shift, and you expect library users to start queuing at the desk before the noon lunch hour. You've got to streamline things so that you can help them all without making them wait an inordinate amount of time or risk their losing patience and leaving before you can get to them. Search strategy combination to the rescue!
The first queued library user poses his question. Does dreaming make you a better student? A little reference interview style negotiation reveals that better student means being creative, innovative, and imaginative. You choose the PsycInfo database because it has controlled vocabulary for both facets, dreaming and creativity. Underlying your search is the a la carte edition of the building block approach, in which you choose one index term per facet, combining them with the Boolean AND operator. Your search produces promising results, and you hand things over to the user, telling him to review retrievals and, if he needs more, to come back and you'll find them for him. When you tell him this, you jot down the user's query and the index terms you use to prepare yourself for the citation pearl growing strategy you'll follow up with, should this user return to you.
The second queued library user asks you about the Ebola virus. Your attempts to negotiate her query, finding something more specific about her interest in Ebola, fail to pinpoint a specific strategy that interests her. This is a one-faceted subject query for which the shot-in-the-dark strategy fails because there's so much information on this topic. You invoke the getting a little help from your friend strategy, dispatching her to the opposing viewpoints database that features a hot topic homepage for the Ebola virus, where she can read its full-page overview and explore its many clusters, finding something more specific that piques her interest.
The third queued library user knows exactly what she wants: gender stereotypes in the marketing of toys to children. You choose the ABI Inform database, another database with a terrific controlled vocabulary. Underlying your search is the can't live without this facet first strategy, in which you begin with the toys and sex stereotypes facets, combining these terms with the Boolean AND operator. Your search produces over 150 retrievals. Scanning their titles, you notice some promising ones. Adding the marketing facet cuts retrievals down to 40, and most are relevant. You hand things over to the user, telling her to review retrievals, and, if she needs more, to come back and you'll find them for her. When you tell her this, you jot down the user's query and the index terms you use to prepare yourself for the citation pearl growing strategy you'll follow up with, should this user return to you.
You recognize the fourth queued library user. He wanted to know about dreams. He's come back, and he tells you that he's looked at the retrievals and really likes a handful of titles that demonstrate how dreams led to a new invention or innovation. You review these retrievals, jotting down their relevant terms such as innovation, invention, art, sculpture, musical composition, and so on, dispatching them to the creativity facet. This is the citation pearl growing strategy in action. Then you follow up with a more comprehensive search that is faithful to the buffet edition of the building block strategy. Retrievals are spot on. As you forward your search results to the user, you notice it's 1 o'clock and one of your colleagues has arrived, taking your place at the reference desk so you can break for lunch at Ann Arbor's landmark Cottage Inn restaurant that serves up a terrific buffet of its own every weekday. Search strategies excel when they're combined together. Here we've seen the a la carte edition of the building block strategy transition to the citation pearl growing strategy. The shot-in-the-dark strategy transition to the getting a little help from your friends. And the a la carte edition of the building block strategy transition to the citation pearl growing strategy and finish with the buffet edition of the building block strategy. In short, search strategy is one of those peanut butter and chocolate sort of things. On their own, peanut butter and chocolate are delicious, but when combined together, they're just about divine.